Deadline reporting, Mason.
Go on.
That
bearing in mind my hand's over the buzzer.
Warner
I'm
Brothers...
just itching to try this baby out.
Okay. Warner Brothers R-rated movie Furiosa, a Mad Max saga, is expected to take second place in its second week.
I'm saying not boring.
Okay, well, it's going to take about $10 million, which is around 60%. Garfield is going to get ahead. Garfield is going to sneak its way in.
Okay.
According to THR, Furiosa's box office is going to put the brakes on George Miller's next Mad Max movie. The what's it called again? The Wasteland or something.
Yeah, that's right.
It was going to do the Hope and Glory story, maybe.
Yeah. The Wasteland, that wasn't going to be a sequel? It was going to be another prequel? Is that what's
happening?
another
prequel.
At one point, he was saying that he was going to do a Mad Max origin story, which of course is Mad Max, but maybe a version that
even before
that befits. Oh, even before when he was
Mad
just
Max
a cop.
1978.
He was just a cop.
He was a bloke.
He's getting a Chico roll.
Yeah.
Down at the milk bar.
Yeah, in Kyneton. Yeah.
He could be in Kyneton.
I mean, this is not surprising. I also just want to say, just reading the comments, and not all of them, but a lot of the comments on our Furiosa review, which I put on the YouTube channel.
Yeah.
I feel so sad
Go on.
for men and the way that they consume content.
Do they have to?
Yeah, and they're like, nobody wants a girl boss. Mad Max is a man. It's just, and I honestly, it makes me not want to do this.
Right?
Because it's genuinely, it's this is so sad that you consume media or don't like this.
This movie didn't have enough Mad Max. Mad Max is all about, this movie was just a bunch of stuff was happening and Mad Max was there briefly. Yeah, that's every Mad Max movie. He just shows up and a bunch of really weird stuff happens and he's like, I'm just a regular guy, I think.
How would a girl live in the wasteland?
I don't know. They are, though.
Tina Turner did. She beat Mad Max that time.
That's right.
Yeah, but it's just, look, you don't have to like it. A lot of people don't. We didn't think it was as good as the Fury Road, etc.
But I think I'm going to give it a second watch. I reckon I'm going to get more out of it with a second watch.
Well, I'm going to get less.
Yeah. I saw a bunch of tweets today that were absolutely along the lines of like, oh, actually, if you wanted a big box office, you should have brought Mel Gibson back. Have you seen the box office receipts for the last 10 streaming movies? Well, there isn't any.
Yeah.
Because they're direct to streaming, but it's like...
Well, that and just the box office in general it's just not doing well. The next thing which will really hit will probably almost certainly be Deadpool and Wolverine. But I mean, even if this was called Mad Max, I don't think it would have done much better. I think it would have mostly been the same, honestly.
But also, it's
again,
crazy.
the last one wasn't a huge hit.
It's crazy that this is... that they seem to be leaning even more heavily on opening weekend now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You need to... I heard someone refer to it as this smash and grab kind of policy towards the box office return, where you need that...
What was it The Greatest Showman that opened really quite poorly and then they just left it in cinemas and it made $400 million?
Yeah, something like that.
So why... I mean, it's because Hollywood don't know what they're doing for the most part, you know?
Sometimes they know exactly what they're doing. They're better than average.
It's probably true.
In my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I was speaking to someone at my gym and she's 26 or whatever. Okay. She said she saw Furiosa and I'm like, oh, you should watch Fury Road. She was like, what? I'm like, oh, there's another one that not in a way that's you idiot, but honestly, people
sounds a little bit like a gym bro mansplain.
No, I wasn't trying to be really. And also, that's my point is, this is not Mad Max it's like a cult brand. And the last one barely broke even.
Yeah.
And this is 9 years later.
That's true.
You couldn't have released a movie like this at a worse time. And it's R-rated. And also, I also think that there are people who are like, I hate girls and don't want to see this. I think that is also a factor, genuinely. I don't think it's the whole thing.
I'm sure I've talked about this on the podcast, but I have a sort of working theory, half-baked, that speaking of He-Man later, the advent of... You watch a cartoon with these characters and you play with the toys as a kid.
Yeah.
That has twisted something in a bunch of people's brains.
Yes.
Where they can only imagine, they've decided they can only enjoy a thing if they can imagine themselves as the main character. And their breadth of who they can imagine themselves is too small.
Yeah,
you know
okay,
what I mean?
yeah.
They can imagine being an alien or a robot, but they can't imagine being a woman.
Amen.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. That's me. Also, you don't have to imagine yourself
That's what
being
I'm saying.
anybody.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like years ago, you would just go, oh, this is a movie about a woman out in the desert. That seems interesting. I'll watch it.
Yeah.
But there's this generation of men who are just like, I could...
not all men.
Yeah,
let me just jump in there.
That's right.
Let me just jump to the defense of men, Mason.
Well, I'm going to counter that by saying every man in existence, including us. We look at that and we go, that's not me. I can't...
Yeah.
How do I relate to this? It's not me.
You can't.
That's why they hated Captain Marvel, like, as I've said, because they were like, what, is she more powerful than me, Thor? I'm Thor. I'm Thor. You know, that's what everybody thought.
That's what I think.
They thought it.
They thought it.
But I had a different thought just
Oh,
then.
also, this is the budgeted too high. It's R-rated.
Yeah,
there's a number of
wasn't
reasons.
We've talked about this, how originally it was going to be like when they did the Matrix multimedia explosion, where Furiosa was going to be an anime, and the video game was going to connect to it, and the comics were going to connect to it, and then Warner Brothers were like, no.
Yeah.
Even though that worked really well last time.
Yeah.
We're not
I think
gonna do
also
this.
like the idea that this is like a new thing, that like making this female protagonist, etc. Again, like you said, they were going to film these back to back, which they probably should have. Like there was genuine momentum there 9 years ago.
That's right.
Yeah.
And now the bloody Furiosa and Mad Max's stunt doubles have divorced.
Oh, what?
The world's over.
I didn't know that.
Didn't we talk about it?
I didn't know they divorced.
I think they got divorced.
Oh, I hope they're all right.
Well,
I hope they're all right, Mason.
they're all right.
Don't you hope they're all right?
They're all right.
Yeah, cool.
They both went to Wasteland of Heaven.
Oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Which is bad?
Valhalla. They went to Valhalla.
Okay.
That's right.
I mean, it's a shame that we probably won't get another one of these now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, unless maybe it does. Maybe if it makes $10 million every weekend for the rest of the year, if they leave it in cinemas, which I just don't think it will.
Because they've arranged for that streaming window, haven't they?
This could become a streaming show. There could be a Mad Max streaming show, genuinely, on HBO Max. This is by The Mirror. It says you're ugly.
Whoa. But you're reading that, James.
Yes, I know.
Wow.
I know. It says a lot about me, doesn't it?
I think it does. Yeah, that's right.
Tom Cruise's Mission Impossible series has hit further delays. He's been filming this for 10 years, this latest
really
movie.
has, yeah.
Thanks to a malfunction with a £23 million submarine.
That's a
Not the weight, the amount it's worth.
That is such a classic Mission Impossible delay.
Absolutely.
We had problems with our submarine.
Because remember, there's an AI in a submarine and it's going to get us.
Yep.
Sources say the gimbal, which is used to lower the 120 feet high structure, jammed under its weight and had to be repaired. This had put filming back weeks and bumped up costs. A source says they're not happy. They're not happy as it puts production behind and it costs money. That's what they say.
Wow.
They don't like this.
Wow. A source or just somebody guessing?
Yeah.
Because, I mean...
Seems bad.
I'd be more inclined to believe it was a source if the source was like, yeah, everybody's happy about this. They're loving this. They're loving the downtime,
They were hoping this would happen.
Yeah, that's right. I think Tom Cruise sabotaged it.
Yeah.
Because he wants to spend more time on set with his friends.
Does he?
Yeah. He's like,
good.
this might be the last one. I want to spend more time with Ving Rhames.
This could be the last one for a while at least.
yeah.
Because again, the last one didn't do super well. And I don't know.
Yeah.
You know?
And it cost $500 million.
Cost too much money. Trailers ahoy,
We
though.
wish them well.
Yeah.
We wish them well.